Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Fatima. I'm your guide to mastering, ESP mini futures and just the futures market. So every morning, every Wednesday, we go over some trade training. We learn about market structure. We'll go over some trading setup, whatever we need to do, and giving some tips on how to trade with confidence and consistency. So these sessions are good for beginners, or if you're an experienced trader, whatever it is, I'm here to help you, master the markets. So let's go ahead and hop straight in. Today we have some high impact news. So we definitely want to make sure that we are in the markets and ready to go before that news is set to start. Okay. So you guys don't forget, like the channel, subscribe, hit up our Telegram group. We drop our charts and go over things like that. Any questions you may have as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see, we'll go over news first. So grab your notebooks, grab your have your trading view up as well. If you're trading futures, Top Step, or Forex, whatever it is, no big deal. Pull your demo accounts out as well. If you see anything that we talk about during live that you think that you like coincides with, the way that you trade, you've set it up in your live accounts and you feel confident taking it, go ahead. But again, this is not financial advice. Just use all of this for your educational benefit. All right. I went to Sprouts the other day. They have like the best little vitamin C kind of fizzy drink. I just love it, love it, love it. Okay. So because we have high impact news, let's take a look at the news first. So today, again, is September the 10th. Right now, we're going to be this is Forex Factory. Drop the link. Always look at your let's see here, high impact news. I'm dropping that in the chat. You can use Forex Factory, or let's see here, Econo Day is really good as well. It gives you the full week. I'll drop that in the chat. Let's see. There we go. Okay, Forex Factory, dropping that as well. Okay, alrighty. So we have core PPI and PPI. We are trading, a lot of indices here, gold, things of that sort. So we're really looking at the USD currency. If you're trading Forex, then definitely look for any high impact news, data releases that are coming out for the day. And here in Forex Factory, it's going to be indicated by a red folder. You can click on the folder for more detail, to give you some insight as to why this is important, what it means. I like Econo Day because it kind of goes into greater detail. Let me see. Like when you click the actual data release, it'll tell you its upcoming schedule, how it performed in the prior event, give you some insight of what it has the potential to do, now. Alrighty, so if you guys checked your news already, you've gone over, you remember we had a tip of placing a vertical bar during the time of the data release, so that you don't get zombied in while trading, and it also helps you when you're doing your like back testing to ensure, so that you have some information when you're seeing like huge, crazy candles, just as a reminder that, there was news. Okay, so we have some new students here. I am going to drop, we were going to go over, we're asking what the steps were in our, let's see, let me put up our key, and our strategy here. Let's see, that was our trading plan. Okay. So let me zoom in so you guys can see this, take a screenshot. We'll also go over setting up like our indicators really quickly here. See if you guys can see that. Okay, so that's our charting steps. These are our 4 steps to our strategy. And we're not going to start. I'm going to kind of go over, or try, I say it every single class. I'm going to try to go over, some steps, or go over like a couple different pairs and the steps with a couple different pairs, but I never get enough time to do that. So we'll try to not start at the very, very top, since you guys should know how to mark up your charts and should be doing that like, on a Sunday or before the week starts. Okay, and then as far as our indicators, so we are just using our pivotal zones. And let's see here, in your indicators here, this is that by Diego Belacilio. Oh. And then we are using just our regular stochastic. These are the inputs there. The only thing that's different is the style. Oh. What am I doing? Okay, here we go. So usually we're used to seeing it, looking like a line or stochastic RSI, kind of like that, and just seeing the crosses, at that level. However, I do like the area kind of view there. Helps me to, see those crosses a lot clearer. So if you like that as well, you just come over here to your style, scroll all the way down to area, pick whatever colors work best for you. And then, hello, Miss Kelly. Let's see. We have an alert going on. Some Telegram calls here from the group. Let me see what's going on. It says the video is private, so I've been talking to myself this whole time. Oh no. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Okay, 1 second. See if I can get everyone. Alrighty. Let's try it now. Let me let the Telegram group know. Let's see here. Let me send the link again. Oh, there we go. Welcome. Hey, y'all. I'm sorry. So apparently I had the YouTube visibility set at private. So Kelly was calling me like, hey, what's going on? We can't get in. We can't get in. Sorry. Alrighty, you guys didn't miss too much. We haven't been doing anything preparing for kind of CPI news. I was going over our indicator setup because Nimsey did ask about that. So we were just going over that really quickly. Let's see. I keep putting in the wrong. Alrighty, if you guys are here, if you can see me, if the group has gotten in, you all drop some threes in the chat just so I can see who's here and if I can continue or if we should give everyone a couple more minutes. Oh, Tiffany. Okay. Think you guys are on. Okay. All righty. Telegram group should be on now, and we can go back to taking a look at our setting up our indicators, giving them a couple minutes because they should have this already set up. All righty. So we went over the RSI. Again, I'm not using any special inputs, just standard inputs, using area for the style. And then what else do we have? We went over pivotal zones. And our crosses. So I just use a 10-20 cross there to help us stay on trend with the market on the short-term time frame. So again, just a standard MA cross indicator. Right there, directly from TradingView. And then you come over to your settings. I'm using this blue here for the 10 MA and the yellow for the 20 EMA. Hey guys, sorry about that. Okay, I see you guys shuffling in. I haven't went over anything. We looked at news. Hey, Cornelia. And we're just going over indicator setup. When we do use all of our different moving averages here, let's see, I do use the 800 is purple. 200 is green, is red, 50 is green. Again, the oranges are 20 and 10 for the blue. And so we don't really have all the moving averages on my screen all the time, but because they are used as, support and resistance and help us to identify long-term and short-term trend, I do like to just at least keep it on my list. Okay. Alrighty, seems like we are good to go. We got our crew in here. Okay, so we have 10 minutes till our high data news. Let's take a look at our pairs here. We're just going to head straight in. We're not going to do look at our market, kind of from the 4 hour. Let's head straight on to the 15-minute and kind of set up what our strategy tells us to kind of do here. Taking with a grain of salt that news is high impact news is coming out. So we want to be very careful. We're not putting anything in live accounts. We're going to set up our trades and then see how the news affects that, the market here, and then adjust. Okay, so 10 minutes. This is our mini ES. Let's go ahead and we can put this a pending order here in our demo just so we can see what Top Step X, if any of us are trading futures with Top Step, practicing entering those trades in our accounts here. You guys know I like, it's news coming out here, so I'm not going to go in with my full contract size, which is usually, a 5 or a 3. We'll just do a 1 here. We'll set it up, taking it down to 65.10, which is the S1 on the 15-minute. We were in an uptrend. However, we're at a kind of resistance area and we have news. We are oversold on our RSI as well. So we've had the last 3 15-minute candles being red. We saw buyers try to take over here with this nice wick up here, but they were unable to, move the price higher, as seen with the next 15-minute candle, just opening and closing lower than the last 3. So we had a nice good run here. We'll see if, price at least comes back down here to 65.35, touching this 50 EMA. If we took a fib from this low to this high, this may be like the 50, 61.8 range here. I'm just setting up a trade after kind of a break here. So, after price breaks below 65.40, and again, high impact news. So we want to be careful and just practice here. Okay, Kelly said we're here, my girl. Thank you so much. If the phone was just ringing and I was trying to kind of answer it and then text you at the same time, and then that's when I glanced over because I'm not paying attention to like the views and stuff like that. And I got all these kind of screens. I'm like, girl, I knew something was wrong because I'm like, Kelly's always in class. Something must be going on. And then I looked over. I'm like, oh no, nobody's here. I'm talking to myself. So I appreciate that. And so again, we didn't go over anything. No one missed anything. We have high impact news at 8:30. And so we were just speaking about setting up the indicators, and I put up like the strategy steps and went over kind of what we use each indicator for. So we're good. All righty. Okay, so that was ES. We're just kind of just looking at our pivotal zones, going through our indices here, seeing if we can see a sort of setup without, just going in with our steps. Kind of a little nervous with NAS. We'll see. I want to see a nice break. I don't want to see, price just touching the 20 EMA and then continuing in that buy, because we are in a buy trend. So if we are taking this sell, this is a counter trend trade, and it is just solely based on us being at oversold levels here, and that there's high impact news where we typically see kind of price retracing to previous levels before continuing. So, we saw this kind of break here. We had a continuation. But if we take our fib from this low to kind of this high here. We see price has reached our R7. What our pivotal zones, we are looking for, our R7 and our R8. That's our R7 kind of starts that resistance area. So not all the time do we see price kind of price kind of reaching all the way to the R8. Doesn't happen all the time. So that R7 is kind of always our first kind of take profit point and buys and sells. Once we see kind of that rejection, I'll clear up our charts here. Once we saw kind of the same rejection that we saw with ES, which is S&P 500, kind of waiting for the same thing, price to break below this area here, and then kind of looking to take it down to the S1. TP2 could be the S0 or support. Also, we see that this price point, which is 23,845, is also our 50. So couple this area here from 23,850 to 23,830. This is our, take profit zone. We'll be looking to see if market does, remains in structure. We'll see if it comes to the sellers kind of can push price to the 61.8, and if we're going to see some sort of, kind of our reversal and then continuation for that buy at that point. So something like that. And this is what we really like to use our Fibonacci retracement tool for, to see already price is looking like it's going into a reversal. Let's see how far it's going to pull back before continuing with that trend. And if we see, price breaking below these levels here, then that's our indication that we're no longer in that kind of buy trend. And price is broken below all areas of support. And now we're looking for a sell. So who's trading NAS? Who's trading NAS right now? Do we have any NAS traders? No one trades NAS? NAS is a little too, I can't deal with this right here. Cornelia's like, nope. What you trading, Cornelia? I know Kelly's still US 30. Kelly, did you say you switched over to gold? Who else is on? I know Tiffany says she's always so quiet. Tiffany's probably here all the daggone time. I never know. That's my girl. And Charlotte, our normal crew. I guess you guys were doing our trading meetup in October in Atlanta. So that's going to be fun. I'm here all the time anyways, but I'm going to place the announcement so we could start getting ready for that. It's not going to be kind of, I don't know. I'm trying to still set it up because so we have a trading meetup in October, and then in November, we'll have the futures boot camp where I'll trade. Oh, shoot. Well, we'll see how that worked out. Blew straight past our level. News came out. I was yapping my mouth. Whoa. Where are we at? That kind of threw me through a loop. Okay. All right, so what did price do? I'll talk about our link up in a second. What did price do? It came up here. It blew through. Well, it did come up here for NAS anyway and came back up here to this R8. Let's go ahead and erase that trade idea. Now that we have new information coming in, we can set up for, see if there is some sort of reversal coming in now. Let's wait for it to finish and doing everything that it wants to do. Looking here. Oh, look, I got knocked in, but didn't get knocked out. That's why I gotta be careful. Love seeing that in live time. Okay. So let's see here. We'll wait for price to kind of come back to this level now. Wait for it to finish. It's still buying. So if you didn't catch that buy and you're still trying to, get into the market, I would wait till 8:45, but we are just setting up our trades. Go to the 1 minute. Dang, couldn't even. Just using the same levels as the 15-minute that we had kind of before, just our entry is changed. Alrighty. Oh, and here I go again, tripping. Short position after price breaks below this level to our same areas. And what do we typically see price doing here? Barcoding, catching those orders. Let's go ahead and go to the S&P 500 and take a look at our DOM. Okay.
Order filled.
Market. Alrighty. So as we can see here, we have, look at the volume here. So this is telling you how many orders, I don't know if it's by 100,000, whatever, but as we can see here, of course, this is in our demo, but it's mimicking, that simulated trading environment. We can see the numbers going up, meaning that there's more orders being placed at these price levels. As we can see, look, 1744, 45, 1373 at 65.53. We're looking at ES right now. So we can kind of look here to see, alrighty, how is our order, our depth of market, our orders here? Where's the volume? Where's the most volume? Okay, so let's look at, higher up here in these higher numbers, 55.60. Look at our volume here. Look at the amount of orders that are at these different price fluctuations on the upside. Now let's take a look, below this point and see how it's looking down here. Okay, we're looking at, at 54, 55, 45, kind of in this area. We're seeing a lot of volume to the downside. So we'll see how far price we have our, take it up a little higher here, see if, the buyers are going to take over. But our DOM is telling us that we have a lot of orders to the downside. So now let's take a look at our pivotal zones, okay? As we said, price is still buying, market's still buying, it's still over here. Let me see here, on our 15-minute, I believe we had a pivotal shift. So again, we're still waiting, we're still catching those buys until, right now a new 5-minute candle has opened. And we are looking at the NASDAQ, which is NQ, and S&P, which is ES or MES if you're doing the minis. And now our new 5-minute candle we have a flat bottom here. Flat top, kind of opened. Let's zoom in. Well, if nobody said that they're trading NAS. Oh, okay. Cornelia says she trades NAS, but in the New York session. Okay. That's scary. Let's go ahead. If we're not trading NAS, let's go ahead and pull up YM. So the Dow, And we're, again, waiting for the kind of same move here, just waiting for price to break below a certain level so that we can get back into the market for that pullback. And if price breaks above, this wick here, so with the Dow, if price breaks above 45,850, I'll give it some room. No pullback. We're not looking for pullbacks anymore. Boom, we'll get into that buy. If it breaks below this level, as we know with these engulfing candles, market likes to fill those engulfing candles. So, we do have the New York Open coming in. So we'll continue with the trend. If you're in YM, I would give it a second. Wait for it to break out of kind of this box here, this range, these price points. Let's see, between 45,810 to 45,730, 740. I have no problem going into a trade prematurely with a small lot size, just waiting, just, in anticipation. So,
order filled.
Oh, this is ES. Ooh, oops. That's why it's very important to make sure we are looking at the right pair. Looking at, that's why I don't trade on live. So this is ES. We're looking at micro ES. No worries. If that's what you are looking at, if that's what you trade, cool. Let me pull up our lot size chart. Hold on. Let me see here. Let me share my entire screen here really quickly. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so take a screenshot. Here are your ES futures contract sizes here. And this is not, excuse me, not for our minis here. So this is for our minis. Sorry. Oh, goodness, guys, I'm all over the place. Anywho, so let's get back to where we were supposed to be at our MES. So that was another tip. If you're trading your micros and you're trying to look at volume or trying to read the DOM, go to, go to your regular pair just so you can read it clearer. Volume is going to be different, but of course we know who runs the show, the big boys. Alrighty, so here we are with ES. Let's look at YM. YM has not, let's see. Let's get the 5 minute. Okay, yes it has. Let's click, let's enter that. You can just go in for 1 point here for this sell. Okay, there we go. I'm waiting for that. And we're going to do, again, kind of same setup, just playing that reversal for the news. Very risky, but it does help you to set up for the New York Open, because usually price will go back to the level that it was before, the news there. And then you can play that continuation. So once you're able to, read the market, read your pair, know what's going on, And you can, place those trades and kind of play the aftermath of the news. Waiting for a break there. We know that YM usually does come down here to the S0. So taking YM again down to 645. Oh, looks like 45. We have a couple price points. So take profit one from this strategy here, 45, 640, 630. Don't never want to be too exact. So this area here, second price point around 45, 610. All right, let me label that really quickly here. TP1.
Order filled.
All right, and then our TP2 for YM is going to be what? 45, 610 to